Shall we? Welcome to the GEVEO Tech Talk. So, I guess. Today I'm going to discuss about Bootstrap 4 and what's the new things in Bootstrap 4. So it's a whole bunch of new stuff in Bootstrap 4, but I'll cover a few things which we day-to-day use in our development. So that's the thing. So I tell a story about the behind Bootstrap framework. So it's basically created by the GEVEO Tech Corporation in 2010, I guess. The developers are Mark and Jacob. So they want to create some better user experience with the mobile devices in Twitter side. So which is tweet is we are always tweeting with the mobile devices. So they want to create a better user experience with mobile devices, and they start to do a project in house. It's called Twitter Blueprint. So once they created it and it's successful, and they want to get the ideas about the world and the developers in the world and improve this project and to make a better community. So that's why they released their in-house project as Bootstrap into the world. So it's the basic story about the Bootstrap. Right. So what is Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is actually really HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Nothing big things. It's a responsive and mobile first framework. So this framework is targeting basically mobile devices, uh, not only for the web solution and separate screens related to web solutions. Right. So I will talk about a little bit about the evaluation of the Bootstrap. So these two versions are basically most different than other two versions in 3 and 4. So this is released in 2011 and this is 2012. So basically they are using responsive classes as spans. So it's the confusion between span is actually HTML tag and span but they use span as a class in a div. So it's the basic idea about these two framework, and coming into Bootstrap 3.0 they are did a really good job and did a massive change on the Bootstrap framework. They introduced the column-based device. So they divided the screen to 12 columns and initiated with different sizes, extra small, small, and large, and do a better thing in Bootstrap 3.0. So let's talk about the Bootstrap 4.0 in while presentation going on. Right. So for some measures in a Bootstrap. So this is very easy to use. So everyone can learn fast and quickly do a project using Bootstrap, and can increase as well. You can increase your project and very scalable this Bootstrap version. And this has fantastic grid system in cater to all of the mobile devices in the world, and we can customize also, and this is cross browser consistent and work with every browsers. Some difficulties happen in IE 8 and lower version of IE, and it has lots of components and plugins with Bootstrap, and it has a well maintained documentation and community. Right. So what's new in Bootstrap? So one thing is they are more their CSS engine less to SAS and introduce the hundreds of CSS classes, but I'm going to introduce you a few things because we don't want all of these things, because basically we are using grid and few buttons and few classes in video projects, and they are improved grid system and change little bit the color scheme with a nice color scheme, and introduce more utilities and CSS helper classes to achieve your development goals. Right. So let's talk about some things in less. So uh, less is introduced in I think 2013 or something with the Bootstrap 3.0. So it's a good CSS preprocessing environment we can use, and we can maintain our CSS and designs really well manner, and we can do some program, and we can use the things as variables and doing some cool stuff using this list framework. But Bootstrap 4.0, they have introduced this SaaS framework. So reason is behind that uh, the Bootstrap has a huge competitor. It's called SERP Foundation. It's the most competitive Bootstrap and SERP together. So in Bootstrap 3.0, Bootstrap choose the less framework and SERP choose the SaaS framework. But the thing is, the SERP foundation get good benefits rather than the less framework. They build a huge community and they success in the projects. So then Bootstrap thinks what the things in SaaS and they adapt it to SaaS. In a programming side and experience in GEVEO, we are using less with the MVC framework. So sometimes less takes some time to compile. Yes, yes, yes. But in SaaS, it's really fast compilation time. So I think is the most valuable reason for moving SaaS is the compilation time is more less than less framework, right? So screen size and grid system. So do you guys know that REM and EM units? So then I will quickly do a demonstration about that. So otherwise it's not understandable you. So let's quickly create a simple web page. Yes, that the plan is they are released alpha version and they are going to do a two beta releases and one RC one. Then they're going to release. Now it's beta 2 version, I think. So I will quickly create HTML file, otherwise you can't understand what is the names and names. So these EMs and REMs are relative with font sizes. So if your browser had some specific font size, the EMs and REMs behave relatively that. So it's the basic idea about the REM and EM. So I will quickly create paragraph to show something. Yes, EM means actually empirical value, and EM means the capital M letter with previously. REM means root EM, rooted EM. Actually, Anyone can say what is the root element of this code? It's HTML tag. It's the root element of the code. So REM values based on the root element. Your browser defaultly have 16 pixel font size. So REM based on that. If you set margins or paddings or related REM, it uses the font size of the root element. So I will show that. It is a absolutely. Yes, I will show it. So let's create paragraph. Paragraph EMs are based on only that element. If we set EM units and not REMs. So I will write small CSS to the font size for the paragraph. And I will set the line height of this text to 2 EM. Right. So let's see the computed values for that. So in this paragraph, so its line height means 2 EM. Font size is 30 pixels. Let's say what is the computed values for that. See, line height is 60 pixels. So EM relatives to the their parent element. So let's change this to trim. See, your browser has default 16 pixels. The line height becomes 32 pixels. If you set value to this, change to 100. So that's the basic idea about the REM and EM. But in websites, you saw some point values, right? Some 0.999 EM kind of thing. So because this has some converters, you can find online, and your custom pixel values they are providing the actual EM value. So that's why some CSS file using some point values. So advantage is having we have different devices in Bootstrap, right? So in different devices has different font sizes. If we say pixel values as a nice UI design, sometimes it's not working in some mobile devices as well. So advantage of using this kind of technology is we can achieve actually what we want as design. So that's why they are moved to pixels. Sizes. Yes. Yes, have to understand, always use REM values, not EMs. EMs are different sometimes, but the root element is not changing. Actually, we don't want to do that. We can just input our pixel value and they will convert to actually REM value. So blindly adjusting those values, you can understand how dangerous it in responsive design. Right. That's about the EMs and REMs. And previously, row class has minus margins in the left hand and right hand to maintain the bit system. Now it's based on these kind of REM values. That's the idea about that. So let's look at to the old Bootstrap frequency grid. It's a dual-based grid. You can achieve some fixed number of screen divides. Actually, it can divide to 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. But in Bootstrap 4, they are beyond some limitations. We can do some things beyond this 12 bits, but they also is strictly 12 bits UI. But we can do something, some odd numbers likewise. So we want to divide this into 5 columns. So in this bit, we can't do, but we can do in the Bootstrap 4.0. So let's look at these are the screen sizes which is provided by Bootstrap. Large desktop, some media queries is there, but Bootstrap 4.0 they are adjust their media queries little bit. I will explain why they are adjust their screen sizes, because they are introducing another screen size extra large, and their classes little bit different. We don't want to write full XS now. We have to write full Excel in extra large screen. So it's no difference between Bootstrap 3.0 and 4.0. Let's do some experiments about the grid. I will quickly show. So this is the sample. We can understand if you are familiar with Bootstrap 3.0, it's the same as the Bootstrap 3.0, but this is Bootstrap 4.0, and as I promised, I will divide this row into 5 minutes. So we have to do very simple thing. Just put a row and put some 5 whole classes. Right? If we put some, this is called some text inside it. Right? So these kind of things we can do. And this is actually called access classes. We don't write Excel here, XS here, and we can do. So you guys think how to write some custom whole access like whole access 8 and whole access 4 kind of classes. So it can do simply so you have to write some whole row. So those kind of things can be. And we can so in HTML some paragraphs we are writing, we can use BR tags to break the paragraph. So in this bit also we can do some breaking stuff uh, using small class for W100. So these kind of little things most of have in Bootstrap. So you have to go through the documentation simply. So I don't want to explain each of them. So this is kind of a simple idea about the system. It's a bit 100%. Divided it. Right. So let's move the presentation. Right. So our footprint is no longer there in Bootstrap. So panels and wheels. So we are designing every UIs based on panels, wheels, simply put panel and create nice UIs. Now it's converted to class called art. So it's a whole new concept. Let's take some idea about it. So it's similar as the panels. They have previously they had panel title and panel text kind of things. Now it's converted to card titles and card text kind of things, and we can do some extra things using these cards. We can put images, buttons, links. So let's add some links and buttons in there. this kind of link and buttons included we can do, and we can create some card groups as well. So let's look at from that. So see, we can include images and some cool stuff can do rather than the panels, right? In another example is we can separate those card groups as X, so they call it X. So let's see what is that. Right? We can separately put some card device on there. So it's another thing. And we can add some colors also. I think it's not actually even stuff. We can add nice colors like wheels. And these things using the cards UI. So it's newly introduced in Bootstrap 4.0, and Bootstrap 3.0 supported panels is no longer there. Okay, so navbars is the main thing in website navigation bar. So in Bootstrap they introduced the responsive navigation bars. In small screens we can show some toggles on navbar. Once click it, it's expand and showing what's the inside of the as nav items. And in this Bootstrap 4.0 we can define what is the screen size you should see this toggle. Bootstrap 3.0 is only showing in mobile devices, but in Bootstrap 4.0 we can define what are the screen sizes we can show these navbar toggles. So I will show a small example. So the class is this navbar expand XL. This is the extra large devices, and this is for large screen sizes. Kind of we can define the screen sizes. Once you resize your screen, you can see what are the screen sizes they are here. It's some new thing added in Bootstrap 4.0. So let's move on the presentation. Once and drop downs, actually they are introduced some outline buttons. It's not a big deal, and actually they are changed the color scheme as I showed you before. And we used button primary and button default, and button default is no longer there. It's called button secondary. I will show that as to show actually a bit of a thing about that. UI designs. Right. So icons, so they are not support for the clip icons because no one uses the clip icons, because the 1000 is the really good icon framework, and this Opticons is not actually good than 1000, but it can also support the Bootstrap 4.0 as their documentation. Right. Uh, this is the utilities. So most of the new stuff in here. So they provided lots of the manual tasks with the CSS classes. We are using display analysis and some floating things, some text alignment in different screen sizes. So those are now written inbuilt. So we just go to the website and use these ones. So it's really helpful for us. So no longer there. So this MX auto is some cool class. So we are using some in Vue. We want to center something. We are using display block and margin left auto, margin right auto, kind of three classes. So combination of those three classes, they are using MX auto. So these kind of lots of classes in there. So you have to get idea about this thing, those points here. I think it's yes. So also there. So I will show some. We can align views as well vertically. So they are introducing framework called text boxes. So I will show. Actually, I will go through this documentation and presentation, so you can understand the things. So this is it. So see it. So this is the documentation for the lakes. Actually, they are the massive job in here. So we can do some really cool stuff. We can change order of the views, reverse orders, and in vertically reverse orders, as well as this kind of alignments in views. So actually, really good. These kind of things is really helpful. You can change alignments, middle, top, full sizes, lots of things there. So that's why I taken documentation. So see that's how we are doing pyramid actions. So it's about actually we can control in every devices. So it's a really good stuff again. So it has thousands of classes on in the control this that device in different sizes. So right. I'm not so sure about it. It's, I think it's chemical. I don't have to tell you about it. So those are helper classes here. Yes. They are maintaining some variables. Right, those are the things basically I want to show in a Bootstrap open. So there are lots of things. So if you guys have any question, please ask. Yes, then, thank you. This is the references for your future implementation. So basically you have to learn Bootstrap 4.0, which is kind of references, and you have to strictly learn about the SaaS, because the new technology is SaaS. Otherwise you can do cool developments and save your times without knowing these kind of libraries. And just learn REM names. And the converting Bootstrap 3.0 and to 4 is can, but basically you have to have idea about the Bootstrap 3.0 well and Bootstrap 4.0 well and the SaaS framework. So these kind of things you should have to learn, and you can get support from the websites if you don't update it with the Bootstrap 4 classes. They are converting Bootstrap 3 classes into 4 classes. These kind of web tools are there, but learning these three things really helpful in future development. So thank you guys.